Hi. Today is Viewer's Choice Day. That means that you picked what I was going to wear. Thank you. See you in a minute. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. Back at you, and thank you for being here. Today is the Viewer's Choice Show, which means you decided all the elements of the show, all of it. And I'm wearing knickers because you chose them. I'm wearing a cape because you chose it. I'm wearing high-waisted grandma pants because, well, I chose those, but they're just comfy. And then you chose the monologue. You decided that you wanted to hear the origin of the ka. And so I will give you the origin of the ka. If I can remember correctly, it all started in a small village in the Appalachian Mountains. Sorry, I'm thinking of the origin of moonshine. Ka started, I had to really think about this. Ka started in response to your woo. You wooed and I cawed. And which is, by the way, if we're going to talk about the origins of things, why the woo? You know, I mean, and it's a question many philosophers throughout the years, thousands of years back, dating to the first early philosopher, why the woo? And of course, Barbara Walters and all of her specials, why the woo? And many people didn't answer her, but so you went woo, and so then I wooed back, and then I tried other noises because really, why the woo? Just why can't we make other noises? And then eventually one came out of my mouth that just turned out to be a ka. And I looked back to try to answer your question. This is the first time it happened. This is a vintage clip early on, the first season of the show. Take a look. That was before color was invented. It was November of, I believe, '03. And actually, what was weird, November of 2003, that was almost 2 years ago today. And you happened to ask for the origin of the ka, and it's 2 years ago, so ka! How about, it's weird. It was in its infancy back then. Ka, then it was beginning to evolve like a tadpole into a frog, almost like a cheese slice into a tuna melt or a sofa into an uncomfortable pull-out bed. And then I realized I started saying ka all the time. So here's a bunch of different ways I said it throughout the years. I believe that deep down inside, everyone has a ka waiting to get out. We also have a ta-da, but that doesn't happen until after your first magic trick. So on the count of three, it'll feel good. Let's all do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Doesn't it feel good? Yeah. Once you loosen up, you're in a good mood, and you just start doing it, it gets out of control. You can just be walking around the house by yourself going, ka, 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 ka. Do it alone, please. All right, I can't help it. I love it, and I can't stop it. Someday, maybe I'll stop. I'm sure at some point I'm not going to be walking around, ka, my teeth. But Someday I'll stop, but I know one thing, I'll never stop dancing. I want to thank you for having me wear what I feel most comfortable in. This is normally my rollerblading outfit, and I feel a little, like a cross between Little Red Riding Hood and Super Nanny, just a tiny bit. Oh, all right. So they call these boots wellies. I don't feel welly, I'll tell you that. I didn't think that you would choose this. I thought I'd have jeans on and a vintage T-shirt or something, and I didn't shave my legs. I've got bruises all over my. This is horrible. This is embarrassing. Don't you know me? I'll do whatever you say. Why would you do it? I'll do it. All right, so, and here, this wasn't bad enough. You added a hat to the whole thing, so, I know, rarely do I wear a hat unless I'm coal mining. Or if I'm painting, I'll put a beret on, of course. But, all right, so here are the choices. I have, this is like a bucket hat, I guess, and you're gonna get to choose. You're the audience, so this is it's really timeless, and it keeps the glare out of my eyes, and I look a little like Henry Fonda from on Golden Pond. Right. Oh, but this is okay, right? Good. All right. All right. My only fear, if somebody turns the channel, they're going to think they're looking at a rerun of Gilligan's Island. This is the only downside to this is I'll look just the slightest bit like an idiot. All right, so it seems like you like this one. By round of applause, should it be, wait, round of applause, should it be the bucket hat? No. Captain's hat? Or the beanie? No, you were louder, but you were a smaller group. The captain's hat won. All right. And now, here's your outfit. All right. Oh, you wait. You'll see it all. The fashion magazines will be picking this up. Everyone will be dressing like me soon. also, I'm very excited. Next Monday, I don't know how we got so lucky. Sir Paul McCartney is going to be here for the whole hour. For the whole show. He's going to sing, he's going to talk. Hopefully he'll dance. Here's something else that's exciting. We're going to play the new game that everybody seems to love. It's time for Spend or Save. One very lucky audience member is going to get an American Express card, American Express One card. Every time you use the One card, they take a percentage of whatever you spend and they put it in a high-yield savings account for you. So you're spending and saving at the same time. I call it spaving. And I don't know how they do it. How can they give you money when you spend money? But they're doing it. So the One card has a balance on it, and whoever I call up here gets the balance, or you can, well, we'll tell you later. All right, when I call your name, jump up and down, scream like crazy like you're on a game show, or I'll make you do it again. Julie Campanaro! Hi, Julie! How are you? Come on this side of me, Julie. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Ellen.
How you doing?
Very well.
Yeah. Where do you live, Julie?
San Diego.
Uh-huh. And what do you do? Woo! What do you do there?
I'm a nurse. Well, I'm a mom, and then I'm a nurse like a couple of days a week.
Uh-huh. And how many kids?
2.
How old?
8 and 11.
Okay. Well, that's great. What are their names?
Samantha and Grayson.
Holla!
Hi.
Shout out! All right. So here's what the deal is. This is a game, and you're going to swipe this card, and it's going to tell you the balance you have on there. All right. Let's see what you have on before I go further. Just swipe it through just like you do at ATM.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, do it the right way, or it won't work. Your balance is $2,200. All right. Come up here. All right. Now, that's yours. $2,250. $250. Yeah, it's hard to add when you have this on. All right, so you can have that. It's on the card. You can keep it. Or there's something back there now, instead of that ATM machine, that you could trade it for, which could be worth a whole lot more money or not. You never know. But it's not your decision. Don't worry. No pressure on you. The audience is going to decide. All right? So, all right. Now, wait a minute. Don't make up your minds yet. If you had to choose right now, what would you do? Would you save it, or
It was
would
up to me or my husband.
Are you a saver or a spender?
Ask my husband. Definitely a spender.
You're a spender. So you'd spend it on what's back there. Some people, well, let's think about it. Later in the show, you're going to decide whether she should take a chance and spend it on what's back there or save it. All right? Mull it over. All right. Why don't you tell us who's on the show today, so take your mind off of it.
John Cusack is
John
here.
Cusack is here! Opens November 23rd.
Also, you chose My Name is Earl as your new favorite comedy.
So
from My Name is Earl, Jaime Presley is
Jaime
here.
Presley is here!
And we asked you to vote for either a talented kid, a talented animal, or a performance group, and we had a tie. So we got a 10-year-old kid chef, Jesse Masters.
Jesse Masters is here! And a counting dog. I don't know how.
Cool.
There's a dog that is going to come out here later. He counts. He understands and counts and reads numbers, and I can't believe it myself. How come I never had a dog like that? All right, so when we come back, you wanted to see audience dancing, and oh, wait till you see what you're getting. We'll be right back. So you voted yourselves a great show. We'll be right back. All right. right, John Cusack is going to be out in a few minutes, but we polled the studio audience to see what the order of the show would be. You wanted to see audience dancing up front, so we have audience dancing. Very, very talented people today in the audience. Take a look at yourselves. I enjoy it. If you're just tuning in, ahoy. For over 2 decades, our first guest has been making great movies, including such hits as Say Anything, being John Malkovich and Runaway Jury. His new movie, The Ice Harvest, opens November 23rd. Have a look. Please welcome the talented John Cusack. You probably don't get that a whole lot because you don't do a lot of talk shows. And if you do more talk shows, you'd get that all the time.
All right, I think they're just excited. They're still excited from you dancing.
It's the outfit, I know.
And the outfit.
Yeah, it's the outfit mainly. But
that's just an extraordinary achievement.
Would you see yourself wearing something like this?
I think I would wear the boots and I think I would wear almost all of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're all good individually. Together, there's something different.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a Little Red Riding Hood thing, but it's also got a Sherlock Holmes thing, too. You could get the pipe going and...
Exactly.
Kind of a coffee
I'm missing
mate.
a pipe.
Yeah.
I'll find one by the end of the hour. So you must be excited. You're from Chicago, so the White Sox won, and that must be very exciting. Did you go?
I did. I went to the last 2 playoff games before the World Series, and then, of course, I'm sorry to say they swept the other team, so I didn't get to go back for the last couple games.
Yeah, because you didn't expect that.
No, I didn't think they would. But, yeah, it was a great time. Chicago's a little bit psychotic about the north side, south side thing.
Uh-huh.
So, actually, I got the first bad press I've gotten in a long time.
Oh, really?
Because I went to the White Sox games. And so the Cubs said I was a traitor, and the White Sox said, we don't want him, he's a Cubs fan. And it was all a very hectic thing. I was emotionally damaged by the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Not really, but it was silly.
But it could. If you were a weaker person, it could have damaged you.
Yes, if I wasn't as stout a fellow.
Yeah, yeah. And I could say the same thing wearing this. This could permanently damage me, and yet I'm strong enough that I'll go on.
But that shows a remarkable resilience on your part.
Thank you very much. All right, so I said I can't tell you how much I loved this movie. Say Anything was probably one of my favorite movies. I love doing that. And every time, I don't know about you, but every single time I hear that Peter Gabriel song, I think about you standing outside holding that up, and I love that song.
Yeah, that's such a bad thing to be remembered for.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this or not, but...
I don't know much.
Well, then you don't know this. We found a film, I think it's your very first film ever. I don't know how old you were, but you did an educational film. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Isn't this where we cut to commercial?
No, not yet. Right after this, we probably do, but maybe not. Take a look at this.
What are you doing? It's mine. It's mine. It was just laying there. I just put it down. You know it's mine. Now give me the book. Mrs. Brown, Mike's taking my book. What?
All right, Mike, give Brian back his book and sit down.
Why is it always me? What about him? I want that book, you liar.
Thank you.
From that, you go to the new movie is The Ice Harvest. Is that the name of it? Ice Harvest?
The Ice Harvest.
The Ice Harvest. And that's it's a dark film, dark comedy, dark...
Black comedy, kind of a film noir film, but it's also very funny. It's an interesting film because some people have seen it by themselves, and they go, this is a very serious, austere film. And then the press that's seen it at the press junket, who saw it with an audience, say that it's a really wild comedy. So
Really?
So it's got kind of both elements in it.
All right, so, and recently you, this was a wonderful thing. You went to Africa for the ARC, is that the name of the
American Refugee Committee. And they're a group that's doing wonderful work in refugee camps all over the world.
And what part of Africa? Where'd you go?
That was at Conakry. So it was Guinea and Sierra Leone.
Was it your first time there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
It's a rough thing to go see, but it's good to see it, because then when you come back and you realize how blessed everybody is here and how much stuff we have here.
And how much more we can do.
Yeah, and they're a terrific organization, and they really do great work. And so if anybody wants to support it, it's very nice for you to bring it up on your show.
Well, I'm all for helping other people, so in any way you feel like doing it. All right, well, the Ice Harvest, first of all, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you again. I really mean it. Thank you for being here. The Ice Harvest opens in theaters Friday, November 23rd. We'll be right back with 10-year-old chef Jesse Masters. Don't go away.
I love riding the bus in New York City, especially when I come out of the theater. Many people ride the bus home, and to get on the bus and to sit and to look at everybody looking through their playbills, seeing what they read, it's a very exciting feeling. It's the most exciting bus trip you'll ever take. It's also very inexpensive, and it's a good way to get a sense of New Yorkers and the way they spend their evenings, and it's a great thing to do.
One of the things you chose to have on the show also was a kid expert, so we have a 10-year-old chef who's going to make us famous chicken piccata. Please welcome from South Plainfield, New Jersey, Jesse Masters. How do you like the look?
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good?
Yep.
All right, thanks. Okay, let's begin. First of all, I'll ask you questions along the way. You're making chicken piccata. You start this, and as you cook, I'll talk to you, okay?
Okay, I need you to salt and pepper this.
Well, wait a minute. Again, how come I get all the stuff? So this is salt.
Yes.
Okay, well, how old were you when you, I don't know how to salt and pepper. You're the cooking expert.
Take it and just sprinkle it.
All of it?
No.
Well, then why would you give me this much? I don't know how to cook, I'm telling you.
Just put a little pepper on. Just a little.
All right. I don't know how to cook.
Okay, just go over it.
Well, why don't you do it and I'll talk to you?
Yeah, like that.
All right. And so, how old were you when you how old are you now? You're 10.
10.
And how old were you when you started?
I was 4 years old.
Keep going. 4 years old? Isn't that dangerous?
No.
Was it a hot stove you were cooking on?
No, I was just peeling potatoes.
Oh, well, that's.
And I was
That's
chopping.
not cooking.
I was chopping peppers for stir fry. That's cooking.
Oh. All right, and then.
I need you to chop those shallots.
Are these shallots?
Yes.
Why do I have scissors?
Those are for these.
Okay.
Later.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you can use this.
All right, just to chop them. And so, do you put the shallots in now?
After this, we put this to the side.
I can promise you this will be the worst chicken piccata you've ever made because I just put too much salt in there, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so. All right.
So I put this in here. And
I'm
now
putting
we're
the
gonna make
shallots in.
sauce.
Jesse, I put the shallots in.
Okay,
All right.
and now we add butter
All right.
and garlic.
All right. What's the secret to the whole thing? Do you make it
You
different
need
than
it-
other chicken piccata?
It has to be, it's good and thick. Can you whisk that?
I didn't know you whisked things in I've only whisked in a bowl, like eggs and stuff. You whisk it?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you use a spoon or something?
Well, it just makes it all blendy.
All right. God, you use fancy terms.
Okay, now I'm gonna add flour, and this makes it thick.
All right. So, I see, because you're whisking the flour in here. So this is making gravy, is that right?
It's called a roux.
Uh-huh. Okay. And did you make up this recipe?
I actually got it from a cookbook.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I experiment, make it different, my own.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna add in some chicken broth, and those were capers.
Uh-huh. I love capers. And this is chicken broth. And now, does this look like a roux? Am I making it look like a roux?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the real is just the beginning. It was just fat, and you can't use a flimsy pasta. Because it will just turn out, it's just not right.
So you do this like on a medium heat?
Yes.
All right.
And now we put that, and now we have the penne.
Do I pour it on, or you do it?
Sure, you can do it.
Okay.
Just scoop some chicken and some sauce.
Okay.
And just,
Boy, it smells good, doesn't it?
yep.
All right. It's probably a little salty, but it will.
That's good.
That's good? That's
Yeah,
enough?
that's good.
All right. Am I going to taste it?
Yes. Let's find a fork.
Here's a fork over here.
We need to use our chives.
Oh, we didn't do the chives.
So we have to snip them.
What do you snip them?
Yep.
All right. They're saying it's okay. That I can't do the chives. That's really good. Right, very good. All right, you're cooking on, is this calfalon right here? I don't know if you are or not, but calfalon is a really good set of cookware, right?
What is it?
Calfalon?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay.
We're going to give you a set of calfalon cookware and utensils, which will be lovely for you, right? All right, and that's really nice, but then you have that. Oh, look how beautiful all the utensils and everything. But then you're like, well, what am I going to put that on? How am I going to do anything with that? You probably would love to have a Viking stove, right? All right, Viking is giving you a brand new stove. Viking is the brand of choice for America's leading chefs and offers consumers the tools to create their own culinary experience, and that is a beautiful stove, I would say.
Yeah.
That's yours. I know you wanted one, right? That's we found out. So that is your stove and calfalon cookware. Thank you for being here and showing us your recipe. Okay, thank you very much, Jesse. We'll be right back with Jaime Presley. Don't go away. On our Viewers' Choice poll, you voted My Name is Earl as the hottest new show. Our next guest stars on that show alongside Jason Lee. Take a look. Please welcome Jaime Presley.
By the way, thank you so much for voting our show your favorite show. That's such an honor. I appreciate it.
It's yeah. Well, you've got to know it's a huge hit.
Well, we're having the time of our lives on it. It's like it's the best job I've ever had. I just laugh all day, and Jason's like having a big brother, so it's there's never a serious moment. It's nice.
Now you're originally from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
What part?
Kinston.
Where's that?
It's about 30 minutes from the ocean. I grew up. Our river house is on the real Dawson's Creek. So I grew up, around the East Coast.
And how did you end up here?
I tricked both my parents. I basically took some modeling photos when I was 12, 13, and then sent pictures in the back of all the magazines.
Now, who would take those? You're 12 or 13. Who sneaks around and takes a picture
Well,
of
no,
you?
I went to an actual photographer. My aunt, my Aunt Sissy, my father's sister.
How is she?
She's gorgeous. Good. Great. She's great. She took me, because she lived in Charlotte, and that was like the biggest city, so she took me there, and I went into a modeling agency. It was what I really wanted to do at the time. When I was 12.
Yeah.
And I took pictures, and then I sent them into these model searches. There were $1 for each application. I'd asked my dad for $10 to go to the mall, and I used it for the applications. And then all these people started calling, and eventually one thing led to another, and one of the model searches out, at the time it was the largest model search in the country, called my mother and I out, flew us out. We shot, went home. A week later, they called and said, Teen Magazine wants to shoot you for a cover, but you have to shoot against 2 other girls. So that was November of '91. We came out in February of '92. I shot, went home, and they called and said, Jaime, you got the cover. And my mom and I moved out the month that the cover came out, which was June of '92.
And how old were you then?
I moved out when I was 14 and turned 15 the next month. So.
Wow, that's amazing. And then you just started modeling after that?
I modeled. I went to Japan and did all that stuff, and then that got boring because standing in front of a camera and looking pretty is really boring.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, I would think that it is.
It's not fun. You do nothing. It's brainless. So No offense to the beautiful models out there, but I mean, really, what does it take?
Well, if they're brainless, they're not offended by that. So.
High five!
All right, My Name is Earl is on Tuesdays at 9 on NBC. We're going to see what the audience wants Julie to do, spend or save after this. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I just love when it winds down like that. All right, so Julie, here's the card. It has $2,250 on it, and that's yours if you want to keep it. The audience is now going to decide, it's viewer's choice, if you're going to save it or if you're going to spend it. I want to remind people that sometimes there's really good things back here. One time, someone almost, if they would have spent money, it would have been cans of tuna back there. But then there's also really good things. There's been nice things back there. So, you know, think about that. But you can't decide anyway, but just...
I can't get in trouble.
No, you
My
can't
husband can't get mad.
No, your husband can't get mad. It's all on them. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask you to applaud. By round of applause, who thinks she should save it? I think I know where this is going. Who thinks she should spend it? All right. What would you do if it was your choice? What would you do?
Oh, I would spend it.
You would spend it also? All right, well, good. So you're all on the same train of thought right here. All right, so I'm going to take away your $2,250, which is a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. But, you know, it's out of your hands. They could very well have done something terrible. But you'll never see them again, so you can't chase them down. And so even if you're angry at them, I'm sure a lot of them will just leave immediately after the show and run to their cars. So let's just see what's behind the door. Open it up. Suitcase full of money, so we're putting $10,000 in a high-yield savings account, courtesy of the American Express One card. And I almost forgot also, I have something else for you, and that is your 2 tickets. You're coming to see us in New York. You're going to New York. All right? That's how you play spend or save. Also, everybody in the audience is getting Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's out on DVD, and you're all getting that. Chelsea, the counting dog, joins us after this. Don't go away. We'll be right back. I love doing stuff like that, and what makes me even happier, Julie told me when we went to commercial, it's her 40th birthday. Her friends surprised her and brought her here for her 40th birthday, and this is what she got. All right. You asked for a talented animal, so we got one. Please welcome from Leona Valley, California, Chelsea, the counting dog, and her owner, Kira Sundance. So, and what happens now? What is Chelsea going to do?
Chelsea can read or...
Hi, look at me.
More to the fact she can identify her numbers.
She can identify her numbers.
So we're going to test her on that. She's going to prove how she can do her numbers. I'm going to set her up behind this blind here so she can't see. Chelsea, side. Sit.
But you're not a dog trainer. You do something else and just happens to be a smart dog, right?
This is my pet dog.
It's just your pet dog that's smart.
And I'm going to ask you to help us out here and just randomly...
She's cheating.
Sit. Sit. No peeking.
All right.
Go ahead and pick one and just hold it behind your back for a minute.
Okay.
And I'll pick one, too.
Okay.
Each of these blocks.
Hey, you're cheating.
Hey, sit.
Cheater.
Sit. Get. Right here, right here. Chelsea, sit. Sit. Gotta watch this one.
All right.
Each of these blocks has a number on it from
Right.
1 through 15, and I randomly picked this one. We're gonna ask Chelsea to identify it.
Okay. All right.
Chelsea, find 4. Good job, Chelsea. Chelsea side. Sit. And Ellen, if you want to show your number to the audience and go ahead and toss it in the pile. And if you can tell Chelsea your number.
Chelsea, find 12. How did it do that? I want to thank John Cusack, Jaime, Presley, 10-year-old chef Jesse Masters, Kira Sundance, and her dog Chelsea. Tomorrow, Martha Stewart will be here. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.